Have you ever noticed how some people don't just tolerate being alone? They choose it. They cancel plans without guilt, disappear for days, and return calmer. And while the world assumes they're lonely, they feel more like themselves than ever. Here's the psychology behind people who like to be alone. 1. Their mind finally slows down in silence. For people who enjoy solitude, the world is usually too loud. Not just noise, but expectations, opinions, and constant reactions. Psychology shows that introspective personalities process life internally. So when they're around others, their brain is multitasking, listening, responding, reading emotions. But when they're alone, the mental tabs close, thoughts finish, emotions settle, and solitude becomes mental clarity, not isolation. 2. They don't confuse attention with connection. Many people seek company because silence makes them uncomfortable, and they need distractions to avoid their own thoughts. But people who like being alone have already met themselves and sat with uncomfortable emotions long enough to understand them, which builds emotional intelligence, self-regulation, and emotional independence. They don't need constant reassurance to feel okay, because their peace isn't outsourced to other people. 3. They're extremely sensitive to social energy. This is often misunderstood. They're not weak, they're perceptive. They pick up on fake enthusiasm, forced conversations, and hidden tension. Psychologists refer to this as high sensitivity or deep processing. Crowds drain them because their brain absorbs everything. So being alone isn't avoidance, it's nervous system recovery and choosing calm over chaos. 4. They value depth more than popularity. People who like being alone usually keep their circles small, not because they can't make friends, but because they don't want surface-level bonds. They'd rather have one honest conversation than 10 casual ones. Social comparison theory explains this well. They're less interested in status and more interested in meaning. So they don't chase belonging, they choose alignment. 5. They've learned the difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness feels heavy, solitude feels intentional. At some point, they realize that being surrounded by the wrong people can feel more lonely than being by yourself. So they stopped forcing connections that didn't feel real and learned to enjoy their own company, a skill most people never develop. Once you enjoy your own presence, you become very selective about who gets access to it. 6. They're comfortable being misunderstood. Society rewards visibility, posting, attending, showing up everywhere. But people who like being alone don't measure their worth by how visible they are. They know most growth happens quietly, building skills, ideas, and emotional strength off camera, which reflects strong internal validation and low dependence on social approval. So if you love being alone, understand this. You're not antisocial, you're not broken, and you're not missing out. You're someone who knows that peace is better than noise, depth is better than attention, and being alone can sometimes be the most honest place to be. In a world that equates constant connection with happiness, choosing solitude is an act of self-awareness. If this video felt like it was describing you, you're not alone in feeling this way. Subscribe for more psychology that actually understands quiet minds.